yourself a merry little Christmas.
Let your heart be light. Help next year our troubles to be out of sight.
I won't be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and present by the tree.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, and the fire is not delightful. Seems we've no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. So this is Christmas, and what have you done?
Even if you want,
Another year old,
is not over.
and you want just begun. So happy Christmas,
Is not over.
I hope you had fun.
Even if you want,
Then here is the dear
is
one,
not over.
the old and the young.
Very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. War is not over, even if you want it. War is not over yet.
And we are live. Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas, or I'm not sure completely, was the Hanukkah specifically at the same time or not? I'm sorry for being a little bit not certain about certain religious traditions. I'm a little bit blunt for it. Christmas is not a religious holiday for me. It's more about family. It's more about getting together and a lot of other good things. We are starting today with me reaching out to, you can say, my family here, and I hope you will reach out to that family as well, because they are indeed parts of our big channel family, which are the moderating team. Huge thanks to the moderating team, because without them, there would be no channel, there would be something else entirely. I would not have any ability to moderate anything, so probably there would be no chats, there would be no question sessions, there would be nothing. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you all, and we can start it again. So today we have a very special Christmas event. We have a stream in which we talk about what's happened during the year. We talk about the desires, what would be the dream scenarios for the future for next year. I will obviously answer your questions. But more importantly, today we're also going to do a little bit of a giveaway because it is Christmas. We're going to do the proper kind of charity and donations for the Christmas a little bit later, because unfortunately the campaign wasn't ready by this point, but we're going to do it before the New Year stream. But today I am going to be the one that's going to give something to you. In the Ukraine Matters store today, we're going to give away $1,000 worth of items. So at some point during the stream, I will basically roll. Whoever is in chat, whoever has been active in the last couple of minutes, you're going to get an ability to choose any kind of a product from that store. And then we're just going to we start with $1,000. Then we're going to deduct the price of that product. And then we're going to continue until we donate all of the money. Besides that, I will obviously donate additional 1,000 to the Ukrainian soldiers. That's going to be besides that. And generally speaking, today is the day of me giving back to you guys for all of your amazing support for the Ukrainian armed forces. And I hope we can continue doing it now, next year, and continuing on. We need to do more because Ukraine is a little bit struggling, and there's already a first question around it specifically. So I'm going to answer this question because it just flows very nicely. So Brutal Duck asks, hi there, is the supply shortage for Ukraine really as bad as people say? There is no simple answer to this question because what people understand as sufficient for Ukraine can vary wildly. There are some alarmists and doomers that are stating that, oh my God, Ukraine has nothing, Ukraine is about to lose without any support from US, and that's it, Ukraine will not have anything. Then there are more reasonable people, the experts in the fields that are actually evaluating the numbers of help, that are evaluating Ukrainian own productions, and they're evaluating what's the goals that Ukraine wants to achieve, because it's not the amounts that Ukraine is getting, it's also what is the goals that Ukraine can achieve with the amounts of help that it's getting. So, and the baseline for this is, at war, there is never enough. Like, until the war is over, there will never be enough, the situation at which there is enough support. If we say, is it as bad as the doomers are saying, I can clearly state that no, it's not as bad as doomers are stating it. With not enough support from US, the unfortunate part is that it is the military support that is severely lacking from the European Union. So for Ukraine, Ukraine is very significantly relying on US supplies for their military capabilities. So the problem right now is not that Ukraine doesn't have supplies, it's because there is this uncertainty of what's the delivery schedules. Ukrainians have to stand in a very conservative mode. This will mean that Ukrainians will try to use as least supplies as possible to stop any kind of Russian offensives, and they will be more willing to, for example, give land to buy the time it needs for some. So, for example, I don't completely rule out that Russians will take the city of Avdiivka, because Ukrainians, while they're defending wildly, obviously they need a lot more resources to defend the concentration of forces that Russia is throwing around it. So without supplies, we will see Russians slowly advancing towards Ukrainian positions. Now, is this lack of supplies critical that as Ukraine is about to collapse and Russia will just ride to Kyiv and win this war? Absolutely fucking not. No way, in no way this is going to happen. So, no, the supply that Ukraine receives is obviously not enough, but it would never be enough. And unfortunately, it's going to make it more difficult and costly for Ukraine to have this defensive posture in the winter, and it will cost a lot more lives, and it will cost a lot more territory of Ukraine that will be captured by the Russians. Sava Junkie, hi. From now until the next Ukrainian push next summer, do you think Russia will be able to build more big defense lines like the Surovikin line? And what do you think about Yekaterina Duntsova? So with regards to defensive lines, yes, they are already doing it. But important here is the understanding of the complexities of the defensive lines and the problems that Ukraine has encountered dealing with these defensive lines. A lot of people saw the big trenches or the minefields as a big problem for Ukraine, and that's why Ukraine didn't achieve a lot of success during their offensives. The problem actually didn't came from one specific area. It's more came from a combination of factors. So there was a minefield. That's what, for example, a big talk right now is like, oh, if Ukraine crosses into Kherson region, wouldn't be just minefields and trenches back there, and then Ukraine will stop at the same place. And the answer to that is about where were the weaknesses during the offensive from Ukrainians. There were a couple. General Zaluzhny explained all of that in nice details why it didn't work out. And the number one is the ability to dominate the skies. The skies were a big problem for Ukraine because as soon as they approached the minefields, they instantly got targeted by the Russian helicopters with long-range missiles, like relatively long range. It's like 15 kilometers missiles. So it was very hard to demine those minefields without denying the Russians the ability to get through their air support systems, like from their helicopters. Since then, we see Ukraine already working on how to deal with that problem. Helicopter helipads have been targeted. Helicopters have been repositioned significant away from the front line. Plus, Ukraine is now bringing in more and more anti-air systems into the area. And with the recent shutting down of planes, we see that Ukraine is using it aggressively. Second problem was the problem of drones, that there was a lot of drones that were both flying up and destroying the oncoming vehicles, and also the observant drones that were able to spot the where the approaching groups were gathering. And to fight that, General Zaluzhny has already expressed that additional electronic warfare is needed. That was not present during the summer offensive, and electronic warfare is now being developed. Active defense systems against drones have been developed and are already starting to appear in Ukraine. So Ukraine is already looking for ability how to support this problem, how to make sure that the Russians, with their drone capability that were not assessed by the previous estimates, is now being tackled properly. And the third problem was the hidden anti-tank crews that were going underground. It was the tunnels, the trench networks that were very, very heavily fortified, and they were underground. And there already have been now developments with additional drone technology where drones would deliver explosives into the trenches, where these trenches would be then covered. Plus, if Ukraine does get more and more F-16s, then the suppression factor on these trench networks and defensive positions will be more prevalent. All in all, to kind of round it all up, the trenches and Surovikin line in itself is not the problem. Well, I mean, like, it's part of the problem. But it's more about the combination of factors that were not accounted for in the Ukrainian plan, that no one was preparing for. Now a lot of things are accounted for, and now Ukraine is getting more and more capabilities. So I believe that we will see, if there will be an Ukrainian offensive, it will be a completely different type of offensive, more closely resembling what the NATO school of offensive are teaching, with dominant air assets being present. Hope that answers the question. Do you think Zelensky will be re-elected? There will be no elections. Elections in Ukraine are prohibited by the Constitution of Ukraine. So if he will be elected after the war, as far as I'm understood, Zelensky doesn't want to be a president after the war. So he already stated a couple of times in the interviews that he wants to step down as soon as the war is over. Dear Georgie, simple question, Mafpa. How are you feeling for Ukrainian army in 2024? Answer how you like. I'm feeling quite confident. I am really, really liking what I'm hearing from the additional supplies that Ukraine is getting. We're finally getting past some of that negativity wave, where I mostly just needed to fight some of the BS reporting about Ukraine. There is now some here and there, like echoes from those couple of weeks ago of some certain articles and BS journalists still echoing, oh, Ukraine should consider negotiations, but it's progressively being falls on deaf ears, so it's completely useless. No, Ukraine is going to be in a very strong position if it will get the support from United States. And if Ukraine gets not just the support from United States, but also like dividends, all the full access to the 300 billions that are now being from Russian money, then Ukraine will be in an incredible position. But as I have been saying, Russia still has reserves of their equipment to comfortably fight this war for about a year. And Ukraine needs about 2 years for the production within the European countries, within Ukraine itself, to start kicking in into high gear and providing that bulk, that capacity of equipment that is actually needed. So there is a lot of that. Eduardo, hello Georgie, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Elvira, Google Earth. Ah, wait, stop. I didn't answer about the Russian the presidential candidate. I mean, like she was not allowed to participate. I actually, to be honest, I was a little bit dumbstruck why people even consider her. I mean, for me, she's as useless as any Russian opposition is, right? There, all of these games around the elections and so on. I don't know why you are like. My question is more not about her because like she's just fucking Russian oppositionist or whatever. I don't care. No one cares. Like I don't think we should care. More the question is why do you still believe that any kind of election or opposition to Putin that is not with guns storming his palace or his bunker or whatnot is still a valid option? Like why are you still hopeful? Like stop believing in miracles. Stop believing in Santa Clauses. The best negotiating partner, the best opportunity to get peace with Russia is the support for Ukrainian armed forces. Period. It's the best opposition. The best Russian opposition is the Ukrainian armed forces. Everything else is just a joke. Yes, Google Earth still shows the Novokakhovka Dam and reservoir. Is there any up-to-date satellite imagery on the area? And Father Downstream, I'm just curious of the changes since the dam was blown. Yeah, there are images, but to be honest, like it's still a river, right? So there's still... Yeah, there are areas that are now water-free, but those areas are still not passable. They haven't fully dried. The sand is still, like, not sticky, but it's like a quicksand in a lot of places. Maybe not for people, but for armors for sure. But so it's I don't know, like it's a question that doesn't really have any good answer. So people, it's like falls in the same category as like, why don't Ukraine just like, you know, put tunnels under Dnipro? It's like the same ridiculous premise. Yes. Regarding drafting women, we're going to talk about draft a little bit later for sure. The drafts of women, it's not been fully recognized, but Zelensky in his press conference said that he would be against having a mandatory draft for women. So, Louis Zunga, with the approval of U.S. defense budget, will there be the commissioned materials that will be delivered to Ukraine? I mean, that's the expectations. I'm not sure about decommissioned, but the idea was there's a defense budget and then there is appropriated funds that can be, for example, presidential drawdown authority to draw from some of the defense budget. Listen, more production by US is still good. The more production US has, the more benefits Ukraine will get, the stronger US defense contracting is, because it's all going at some point to Ukraine, and I'm very happy about it. More power to US, more power to US defense budget. I know that directly there is only 300 millions allocated, but there is different protocols for that. Hello, there is Zastad Arna Kaplon. Sorry for butchering your name. Hello, there is a Russian involved behind the war in Israel, in the war in global shipping of the Houthis in Yemen. No, I don't think. I mean, like, let's put it this way. Is Russia maybe like financing or providing some weaponry or advice and so on? Potentially, yes. But definitely Putin is not the mastermind of everything that's happening in the area. No. Stop reading too much into it. Stephen Bendal, hi Georgie, can Ukraine move a significant fighting force over the river in Kherson? Not yet, if they can fend off Russian planes in the area. Not just planes, the artillery. Right now, the last kind of question that is still remaining is the long-range artillery, such as Uragans and so on. Because kind of the closest barrel artillery has been moved a lot. The planes right now have been reported to stop their activity. Now the question is to solidify those gains and to make sure that there is like this invisible wall for Russian artillery and planes, after which if they cross it, they're just gonna get targeted. Right now it's not yet there, so it's gonna take a lot of time to to set it up. You should just chill and just understand the plan and know that Ukraine is working towards it. Mark, Gliri Jul, priecīgu Ziemassvētku, šķislīvo Rіздва. Same to you, my friend. It wasn't me. No questions, only a really big thanks to you and your moderators for all you have done in 2023. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us. It wasn't me. Maury Duncan, the EU can help Ukraine win without the help of USA if they really pull. Yeah, the biggest problem, like Ukraine, like, look, EU has the capabilities to do it. Like, we have the funds, we have the money. Like, we are having a lot of money. The problem of EU is just we don't have the weapons production capabilities. They need time to be developed. There is a will to develop those capabilities, but so far, right now, they're just not there. We physically just don't have the ability to supply Ukraine with what it needs. Not because there is a lack of will. Will Ukraine recruit significantly more soldiers? There are two thoughts for it right now. Let's talk about mobilization. But wait, before we talk about mobilization and composition of Ukrainian army in the future, let's get the role for the who is gonna win the first what? And Hans Wurst, are you here? I hope you're here. Hans Wurst. Hans Wurst, if you can write me with the giveaway and just generally, let's go over the. I'm gonna give you the link to the shop. So this is the link to the shop. You're very welcome to check it out. So Hans Wurst, if you're not here, then we're gonna move and try to roll it again. But if you're here, do write, and then we can go for it. Congratulations! Yes, it was. I know I don't have any fancy graphics and so on. And okay, I'm gonna give Hans Wurst. Oh, there we go. Hey, Hans Wurst. So today we are doing the Christmas giveaway. So you just won. And since you just won, you need to go to the link to the Ukraine Matters store, find a thing that you like, and then write it in chat. And then I will, and then maybe also write me onto my email at ukrainematters2022@gmail.com, and then we're gonna send you this, so you get your stuff. Check out the shop, and then write. I think the best one would be to write Ali, because I get a lot of messages. So if you can write Ali, she's the moderator with orange. After you select the goods that you want for yourself, you have one product that you can select, and then you get it. Okay. If you don't get it, ask Ali. She will explain everything else. I'm putting pressure on Ali today. Yes, and now I can answer the question. So let's talk about what experts are saying about Ukrainian mobilization. First things first is that mobilization has never ended in Ukraine. It is still ongoing. It is ongoing, and it has been ongoing. The problem with mobilization is twofold. One problem is the old law of mobilization was very inaccurate and not modern enough. It was built on top of the Soviet system, so people mobilized. The checks and processes they do are not fully updated to the current realities. For example, people that get mobilized, they have little to no say where they're going to be sent. Very little of their skills beyond their army taught skills. So if they were in the military before, and they got some kind of a training as a military personnel, then they get assigned as that military person with that specific role. But if they have not had any role, then they can get assigned a role basically by depending list, like the necessities, which leads us to a lot of weird problems where people that are, for example, great doctors get assigned like a footman specialty, where some pilots sometimes just get assigned like a marine unit, like or a builder specialty. So there is a lot of disconnect with what Ukraine can get from the people that it's mobilizing. So a lot of civilian skills are not being assessed, and it has not been there. Beyond that, the mobilization platform provides little to no flexibilities for people to essentially explain how dedicated they are to help Ukraine. For example, whether they want to go and fight on the front lines, and I know the cases where people said, I want to go fight on the front lines, but they instead being sent like to fight and build something in the back. And secondly, if a person is just good for service in the medical checks, potentially he has certain complications that are making logistics for specific units more problematic. If a unit, for example, fights somewhere in a place where you cannot get certain light medicines, like for example, if a person gets some kind of headaches or anything like this, it can be just problematic for the units to get these logistics. It might be better for him to be somewhere else. All of these small things, plus the modernization of the military, the fact that there is a requirement for the drone operators, that the list of personnel and list of jobs at the army is kind of obsolete. It's a problematic thing. Like one of the biggest things of this war is that right now in a lot of Ukrainian units, they're having janitor roles in their units being assigned to be drone operators. So for example, if a unit wants to have a drone operator, dedicated one, they cannot have it because by bureaucracy, there is no such a military profession, a drone operator, but there is a profession as a janitor. So they're hiring janitors to be the drone operators. It's a problematic bureaucracy. So that is the first question, to kind of update the current law, both to get more people involved, get better representation of different people in different roles, and especially evaluate what they can bring to the table to increase Ukrainian capabilities. The second necessity that was there is that Ukrainian society became very disconnected. In a time when there was a significant drive for mobilization in Ukraine, and there was a lot of goodwill from the society, within the society, a lot of brave and actual people with dedication and passion went in to fight on the front lines. The issue with that was that there was no process on how to get them rotated out. So mobilization so far have been, okay, we're going to get people and we're going to put them on the front lines, but there is nothing there that says like what it is to do to rotate people out. How do we substitute people? So Ukrainian society got somewhat disconnected once the war left Kyiv, that there are people that really wanted to fight, that had the desire to fight. So like, understand me here. And that they went to fight. And then there is the other people that are not supposed to fight. They don't have anything to do with Ukrainian military, and that they are in the back and they're helping Ukraine economically. And that is the second big problem. So there has been a lack of understanding within the Ukrainian society, and the government really did a bad job to conveying that while these guys went to fight at the front lines, everyone else's are still kind of responsible for keeping up the momentum. And it created a big division within Ukrainian society between the fighters on the front lines and the people in the back. So people in the back now feel that they are not supposed to be mobilized, that there is nothing to be mobilized for. Whereas people at the front lines are now saying, when is our finally our substitutes are coming in and being mobilized so we can get rotated out, so we can get demobilized because we went there to fight. Does this mean that we now are stuck in a forever fight? And with this law, they're finally updating that there's going to be certain levels of rotation, certain levels of responsibilities, and there is a lot clearer process for what does the mobilization entail, in a sense of that the people on the civilian side are participating in that warfare in defense of their country. That it's not only the volunteers that are doing all the heavy lifting. So that was very, very important. With regards to women being mobilized, it's been a proposal to also add women with the ability of saying women will be required to be mobilized, but they will not be required to fight. So going to the front lines would still be voluntarily for these women, whereas as builders and as everything else, they can be mobilized as well. However, Zelensky on his press conference stated that he is not really willing to get mobilized people in there. Beyond that, a long-standing request from both the Western allies and both also from the military personnel from the front lines that they have been saying is that we need younger members, younger people to fight. But Zelensky was very reluctant because he really wants to support the future for Ukraine, so he is not willing to get people that are younger, to get them mobilized into the military. With the new law, they're proposing to put the bar at 25 years, to lower the bar of mobilization. I believe right now it's 27 or even 30, but to lower the bar to 25 years to also get more younger people to get into the military, because a lot of the older people, unfortunately, they are also dependent on a lot of medical supplies and a lot of other problems that younger people just don't have. And the Western powers are saying, well, it's a war, and usually it's the younger generations that are fighting wars. So, and they have been critiquing both Zelensky and everyone else, stating that you need younger military, and that's kind of been like Zelensky is very, very reluctant to do that, but as far as I understand, this is the proposal that they're discussing. So I guess I hope this kind of explains the general mobilization question. So right now, Zelensky received an offer for mobilizing additional 500,000 people, which he kicked back. And he said, I need to know what for. Like, are we having an updated mobilization list? Are we getting people out and then these 500,000 is substituting? Because right now, it's a very, very simple kind of offer of mobilizing additional 500,000 people. So he requested additional details. And that is what being discussed. And I think that this is good. Yeah, 25, like when you think about this, 25 is pretty old. Like, because when you look at the wars prior, it was like 16, 17, 18 years old fighting. You know, it's like it was not uncommon to see 16-year-old. Ukraine was so hesitant at mobilizing the younger population that even right now the 25 bar is not even there, because Zelensky really wants to preserve as much youth of Ukraine as possible. So yes. Yeah, taxpayers, that's also something that Zelensky said, that mobilizing people without, for example, demobilizing people that are currently at the front lines is a huge expense. Like, to support one person at the front lines, there needs to be about 6 to 7 people who actively working in the rear. So a 500,000 mobilization extra means that there should be like 6 times that people that needs to be working for these people to sustain them. That's the really part. I think there is not a lot of their 20s to recruit. You should stop reading Russian news. There are plenty of young people in Ukraine. Yes. Okay. That's the mobilization segment. Did we get anything from uh, Hans Wurst? No, the last message was, "Oh my God, thank you." Hans, you can still write me, and my Nightbot actually picks up messages from you. Fun stuff. All right, let's read some super chats. There's been a lot. Dr. Canada, thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. Sneak this, thank guys. Raven7, thank you so much. All the Ukraine matters, thanks for lifting us all. Absolutely, Merry Christmas. Jakub P, gifted 20 Ukrainian memberships. Thank you, Jakub. Absolutely amazing. Paul Gray, thank you so much for 5.99 Australian. Appreciate it. Lisa, thank you so much. Thank you to Jakob. Lisa is now a member. Lisa, your super chat, by the way, didn't go through, but it's not a big deal. Don't worry about this. I know that you care. It's all fine. I'm sorry for YouTube. YouTube not only apparently now deletes comments, but YouTube is also deleting super chats. It's a weird system. Be very, very careful when you're writing going the YouTube route instead of buy me a coffee, or even better, going to ukrainematters.shop and buying something for yourself. It will still support Channel. It will still support the Ukrainian armed forces. I think it's like a win-win-win for everyone, the shop. Yvonne Way, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months. Merry Christmas. Slava Ukraini. Absolutely. Todd, thank you so much for $10. What's up with the F-16s? F-16s are on the way. We were expecting them maybe in February, March, but apparently Netherlands just said that they will deliver the first F-16s before the end of 2023, which is amazing. If first F-16s will appear in Ukraine before the end of 2023, it's really, really great news. But remember, for them to be effective, there needs to be at least 60 present. And Hill, Merry Christmas. Absolutely. John Newman, thank you for being here, and Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Newman. The Official Ken, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Georgie can bench 150 kilos while smoking a cigarette. No, unfortunately not. I can bench only about 95 kilos, so not a lot. Christian Buzio, thank you so much for giving 10 memberships. I appreciate it. And sorry for butchering the name. Shimra, thank you so much for giving 10 memberships. Appreciate it. Ali, thank you for being a member. Fuck Russia, yes. David Oliver, give Santa proper air support and he can deliver presents to the children safely. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you, David. Thank you for 10 punts. Shimra, thank you so much for $20. Happy holidays. I cannot express how mad I am as an American that the opposition party is single-handedly holding Ukraine aid hostage. It is true that Ukraine is working to expand production of USSR ammo like 152 millimeters shells to fill needs. Yes, but also there is a caveat, and I will come back to it in a second because Hans wrote, I would like to take the white glossy mug, trident, and flag. You have one thing to take, like one thing. Let's give others a chance. You can take the most expensive one. What is the most expensive one? And write me in chat how much is it, and then I will write you where to write me on email. 95 kilos is stabil. Okay, yeah, maybe. I don't know. It feels kind of weak. Like every time I go to the gym, I'm like, Okay, let's go. Yeah, I don't smoke. That's the point about the cigarette. Like I stopped smoking over 12 years ago, I think. Matthias, welcome to Brother in Arms. Okay, the question about F-16s I answered. Will Ukraine recruit significantly more soldiers? I just answered that again. Hi, Georgie, Guardian. Hi, Georgie, is there a rough timeline for... oh my god, F-16s, I just answered that. Nathan, Ukraine is increasing drone production. Will we see drone swarms attacking the orcs and their installations? Yes, and also maybe. The issue with drones is the lack of components. Majority of components right now is coming from China and it's a bottleneck. It creates a big problem. So especially something like also like Taiwan as well, not just China. China is mostly like plastic components and stuff, but the big bottleneck is processors. Even like the small processors, they require drones to fly to build those drones. So Taiwan is also a bottleneck. Therefore, it's kind of like yeah. So the drone production needs to be increased, but there is right now a lot of bottlenecks for the increased production of drones. But there's definitely going to be an expansion next year, and Zelensky already stated that he wants at least 1 million drones produced, and it's a conservative estimate. So I would expect more than 1.5 million of drones produced. Murray, the EU can help Ukraine win without the help of USA if they really pull. Yes. Your analysis of Fico, I was expecting him to distract us from the corruption problems by playing a hard line of Ukraine, as with Orban, what makes them be out of line. So I don't have a good opinion on Fico. Fico has been saying a lot of things, but he has not been doing a lot of things. So while his rhetoric was very, very aggressive, and still is aggressive, beyond not helping Ukraine, he's not really being a complete asshole as of yet. I feel that there is a lot of pressure on Fico internally in Slovakia. I don't completely believe that Slovakian population and opposition is completely like gone. I still feel that there is a lot of political pressure on Fico, maybe even within his own coalition. So I think that there are things that are pressuring him not to completely go against Ukraine. Doesn't mean that he would not go when he can, but his rhetoric has been aggressive, but it has been mostly rhetoric so far. The actual damage that he's doing to Ukraine is relatively small. Fico is pronounced as Fizzo. Okay, so Fizzo. So is he Robert Fizzo? Okay. Fizzo. Kellen Dunn, is it better for armed forces of Ukraine to stay in defense for 2024 until there is enough air power plus ammo production? Yes, on one hand, I think it was right until the air power for sure. But I also heard other analysts are stating that maybe they should try to do some local offensives when they're able to undermine Russians significantly. So like for example Kherson, if the conditions are there, maybe it makes sense to attack on Kherson region if Ukrainians can. But generally speaking, from majority of the analysts, the answer is yes, and Ukraine should focus on increasing its own production and increasing on continuous destruction of Russian assets. Maybe go on pseudo-aggressive stands in some regions just to kind of pull Russian reserves from the back so they're being able to be destroyed. Because if Russia gets destroyed for a year more, they will have significant issues with supplies of equipment. The issue with that is that this plan needs to be very well communicated to all of the allies that matter, because then we get into this conversation with Russia, yada, 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 that Ukraine is a stalemate situation. You understand what I mean? Hey, Georgie, do you check your Patreon from time to time? Would you love to send you something for Christmas? It's a bit late now, but would still like you to see it. Merry Christmas. Hey, Oliver. So Patreon is difficult. So with Patreon, I kind of went different ways after Patreon was caught essentially supporting the Russians, the Russian pro-war bloggers. And after being exposed, they didn't back down. They're still supporting the Russian bloggers. I tried to kind of get people to subscribe at Buy Me a Coffee, and Patreon kind of just stayed there. And I'm very grateful for all the patrons that there. But the more kind of times go by, it seems that there is no other platform than Patreon that can help with this monthly support model. Because Patreon is really, really helpful, extremely helpful. I would love to work with Patreon, and it's going to be a big decision that I will actually have with the moderating team, whether or not revitalize the Patreon to make Patreon an actual thing next year. it's just, yeah, it's kind of, you know, breaking my heart, because on one side they're providing a service to the Russians that they shouldn't be providing, and I shouldn't be supporting this. On the other hand, there is nothing that really can substitute what Patreon is doing. The platform and how it's set up is just really, really like this. Buy Me a Coffee has the subscription functionality, but it's not obvious. They're like, people, I have like, I think like 4 subscribers on Buy Me a Coffee, and that's about it. So it's going to be a discussion, and I really will look into this, but I would rather not work with Patreon if there is an option. But then again, if there is a subscription for Patreon, then I can use that money to help Ukrainian armed forces, you know, ups and downs. Murray Duncan, EU can help Ukraine win with... Wait, I already read this. Are you spamming this? Latest, as long as the Patriot battery in Kherson is protecting with electronic warfare system against Lancets and Orlans, it should be able to cover landing out on the Dnipro. Right now, the protection is that they're moving it around, and we need to remember that there's not always 100% protection from the Lancets, even if there is like electronic warfare. It's not as easy. It's not yet as developed and as to scale to fully cover a certain area that and be quite certain that Russia doesn't find a way in. It's a little bit of a yeah. So there are options. What do you think about? Okay, now it's again about this Russian woman. She's Russian. She's opposition. I don't give a shit about her. Best Russian opposition is Ukrainian armed forces. Period. Best election candidate running against Putin is Ukrainian armed forces. You wanna get Putin de-elected from the president of Russia? Support the Ukrainian armed forces. Best opposition candidate. Samuel, your opinion on what makes Orban and Fisio? Was it Fisco? I hope it's Fiso. Okay, Robert Fiso or Fisio. I don't know. I forgot already. Your opinion on what makes them be anti-Ukraine? Money. Are they still functional pipelines of black money? Yes. 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 It's not really a big secret. Like ask chat. Everyone knows that. Everyone, like, it's the worst hidden truth out there. Should the F-16s be used to create? I guess. Fitzo. Yeah, okay. Raven. Carnifexer. Thank you so much for $200. Georgie, thanks to you and mods, and I appreciate all of you. I'm watching from hospitals after spine fusion in neck. I am watching from hospital after spine fusion in neck. Question. Are you having like a medical procedure? If that's so, I hope you get well fast and it doesn't go complicated, but if not, I might misunderstand. Sorry about that. Question. As with Kherson, will we see more frontline examples of IRIS-T Patriot systems either available or upcoming to help stop Russian glide bombs? Yes. As I explained to you, glide bombs, the best recipe against glide bombs is not to allow the aircraft into the proximity of Ukrainian front lines. So with more anti-air systems, the more anti-air systems there are, the less glide bombs are effective. So while they cannot, maybe like shutting the glide bombs itself is a problem, and that is kind of problematic to do, generally speaking, yeah. Just finished the surgery. Okay, I'm glad that was fine. I hope you recover, my friend. Please focus on recovery. I will not go away. I will stay there. The whole team will stay there. Please, please, please stay with recovery. Ali's having the same stuff. She's always like, oh, I'm sick, but I'm going to mod today. And it's always a fight between us because please focus on yourself first and foremost. Once you're up and running, we can also support Ukraine. Do you think it's possible for Ukraine to launch a narrow front offensive in the southeast of the front this winter to unbalance Russian front? I don't think that Ukraine should go onto any kind of major offensive until they get the proper air support. Hans Wurst, did you select the thing? Did you select the thing? I see your comments still. Please answer. Like we need to roll for the new person. I need to know how much money we deducted from the 1,000 that we started with. Yes. Outside of electronic jammers, do you think that shotguns can be effective against FPV suicide drones? I've seen this question, and it's very silly for a lot of things, for a lot of reasons. It technically can. The problem is it's a very niche scenario. It's a very, like what you're describing is a very on paper scenario, which is extremely hard to realize in reality. Because on one side, yes, like, oh, just have a shotgun with a lot of pellets, and then you fire a cloud of pellets, and then like it shuts down the FPV. And there is a lot of issues with that, because that's additional weapon that needs to be supplied. That's additional ways of how this weapon needs to be kept. There is a lot of things. Like, can this be like a local solution somewhere? Maybe, potentially. And again, question of whether or not you will shut down the drone fast enough, close to you enough, because you need to shut down, like it's a small target. It's not a reliable solution. Let's put it this way. Yeah, wait. I need to ban some idiots. There we go. Kev C, hello, and thanks for all you do. Do you have good source for how much military production Russia is achieving currently? As from what we've heard, their goals and estimates to produce, they are able to achieve about a fifth of that. Like, so about 20% of they said that they will start producing. About a 20% of that they are more or less starting to produce. So you can kind of Google back what Russia said that they will produce, and you can put like a 20% to that. And then you will get more or less at least a starting number. But that's what we have been hearing when in regards to a lot of things. Some who left Ukraine had families with 3 or more children and were released from their military service to accompany their families. Is it changing now? The law has not been accepted. I have not seen the final text of the law, so I cannot state the current rate of the current state of these people. But as far as we heard, there is no right now negotiated requests for mobilizing people from abroad. Okay, 17 euros. I just want the mug. I'm writing you an email right now. Perfect. Okay, 17 euros. So we got, let me open my Excel. So there we go. Hans Wurst. If you're German, by the way, thank you so much. I just been to Germany and it was amazing. I had the best time in Germany. So the price is 17 euros, and then we're getting, oh, come on, Excel. No. Oh my God. Where is, oh, there we go. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, we have $983 left. So Hans, thank you so much. Write me at ukrainematters2022@gmail.com. If you forget it, just write it. We'll try to get you up. And the next role for today's goal is BC Guy. BC Guy, are you here? BC Guy. Let's see. Let's... BC Guy. You have won. Yes, perfect. Let's give it a minute for him to realize that something is up. All right. Why don't you tell me that you were in Germany? When, where, why? It was my and my wife's anniversary, and my wife really wanted to go see Hamburg Christmas market, and we went to Hamburg for 3 days. Could you put instructions how to find and use your music playlist? I can find it in your page, but I don't know how to use it. And I used to be pretty good with computers in my youth. Oh, how do I explain this? So it's a playlist of videos, and you play videos from the. I don't know how to explain this, but like you play videos from the playlist. I don't know. BC guy, you still have a minute to answer. Either if not, we're just gonna roll it up because right now, no answer. Okay. Do you think Israel and Ukraine may form some kind of alliance now that Israel sees how Russia is threatening their interest? Will Israel supply Ukraine with bombs once Ukraine receives F-16s? It's an open question. Any help that Ukraine can get, I think Ukraine would really need to get. But Israel and Ukraine, very different situations. Besides, it's now problematic for Ukraine to also be closely aligned with Israel. It's a difficult situation. It has a lot of problems with it. Not for me personally, like I say, support Israel, but for a lot of people, it does. Do you think Navalny is alive? Don't care. Absolutely don't care. This war, awesome HPT. This war should have been a wake-up call for the US and Europe. We need to have the capacity in terms of manufacture and arms production when it comes to prolonged conventional wars. Yes, just today I saw some of the experts talk about and have this discussion about how no one has really been preparing for like this large-scale conflict. We are just been preparing for any kind of special operations that we did, and now we are in a completely new scenario where Ukraine is not having a doctrine that it can adapt and supplies that it can use. So it's an unfortunate thing, and it's unfortunate. Okay, so BC guy, if you come along, I hope you know that you have just missed your opportunity to get yourself some stuff. So it's once, twice, 3 times, and we're rolling new one. Clubster Nuon. Congratulations. Clubster Nuon, are you here? Yeah, you shouldn't talk with Nightbot. It's a bot. Yeah, but Nightbot, like when you write exclamation mark playlist, Nightbot, it gives you a link to a playlist. You open a list, and then you click on a song on that playlist that you like, and you can play it. How do I enter a drawing? You just stay there. If you are in this chat, you are in the drawing. So all of the people that are watching this stream are in the drawing. We are giving away all of that. Clubster Nuon. I wonder if I can time it. No? Interesting. Could you please stop ads running in your live stream? I literally hate losing half of your sentences. No? Like, guys, ads help Ukrainian armed forces. Like, I know that you like watching me. Also, you can kind of, scroll back the stream. I believe it's possible to go back on the stream. At least I hope so. But more importantly, the ads, they are helping Ukrainian armed forces. They're helping this channel to get stuff for the Ukrainian armed forces. It's very, very important for that. The ads, if you're really, really annoyed by ads, there are ad blocks that you can install on your browser that are working with YouTube. There's also Prime, which I have been using for the last, I think, like 5 years, or like whenever it first came out. As soon as it came out, I've started using it. So the Prime exists. There are options to solve it. Yeah, but I will still hope to get the at least the advertiser support to get some of that advertisers to pay for help to Ukraine. Clubster Nuon, thanks. What do I have to do now? Perfect. Okay, you appeared. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, congratulations. You won. You need to go to ukrainematters.shop, find the thing that you want for yourself, write it in chat how much it costs, and then write at Ukraine Matters 2022 this email, and I will then ask for your shipping details so I can ship you the stuff. There we go. I hope this helps. Okay, questions that we left with. Let's go. I could be wrong, but I think the average age in World War II was 26. I don't know. I gotta be honest, I don't know. Are Estonian border crossings with Russia closed? Yes, as far as I've heard, for the majority of things, they are. What's up with the Polish truckers? It's a difficult question where Ukraine was having an issue with how they were treating a lot of truckers. After that, that became like political will from the pro-Russian parties, and it's a very complicated thing. The point is they want better status for themselves. Ukraine and Ukrainian truckers on Ukrainian border are treated with privilege compared to Polish ones. Polish truckers just want to be treated nicely, and they're trying to fight it. The problem is that what they're doing is costing people's lives, and that is unacceptable. Hope you are remembering to add shipping to the total. It doesn't matter. If there's going to be extra shipping, I will cover it from my pocket. It's not matter. Like what I said, I have $1,000 that you can use to get anything that you want. So just whatever it is, and I will get it to you. Yeah, X shitter is a complete nightmare for sure. So an interview with U.S. retired general, U.S. has thousands of out-of-date long-range missiles. Destruction will cost more than giving them to Ukraine. Cheaper tax base. Talking point, please, if true. Yes, it is true. That is true. They are kind of out of service to be used in normal circumstances for the U.S. Army. They are not, however, out of service and out of stock for what to use if there is like a global general mobilization for the whole US, and then US needs to fight a mobilized warfare. Then they will use everything that they have in stocks. But yes, why they are not being delivered to Ukraine? Ask Joe. Seriously, I have no idea. It shouldn't be there. Oliver, I'll switch to buy me a coffee then. Can you still read the messages at Patreon? I would love to send you something I made, but would need your address then. You should have received a mail with photos. I will check a mail, Oliver. Let me get back on the mail, and yeah, I will still see messages on Buy Me a Coffee. Yes. What is your take on specialization? I don't understand the question. Will Ukraine get suitable armaments for F-16 fighters? As far as I heard, yes. Kevin Klinks, how many pilots are ready? Not enough. Jonas Enk, what is your take on speculation about Russia saving up good missiles to strike airfields and hangars when F-16s arrive? Yes, but I'm pretty sure Ukraine is aware of that. Derek, you're being very generous with your holiday gifts. Thank you. Well, I mean, people are not taking it. Like Clubster Nuon has not said a word what he wants. Does Ukraine need any helicopters in addition to the F-16s? Ukraine needs everything. If there are helicopters, Ukraine will take helicopters. Oms, what's your thoughts about the sentiments concerning Russia in Europe? Fuck Russia. Michael Michaels, I heard US weapons companies have agreed to supply Ukraine directly. Any news? Yes, they have. They've started going into the production contracts, which is great. Navicio, Georgie, is the Russian military production able to cope with their losses? No. Russian production is only able to more or less cope with the losses because they still have impressive stockpiles from the Soviet times, and they went full-blown mobilization. Right now, Ukraine is not really fighting Russia and Russian production, as they are fighting the whole massive stockpiles that the Soviet Unions have prepared to fight the United States. Russia went all in, so yeah, that's Russia is now. Ukraine is now destroying everything that the Soviet Union has been building for over half a century. And that's the only way why Russia is still being able to stay in Ukraine. And Western allies obviously are not supplying all of the new stuff in sufficient quantities. Dumb Trump. Hello, Georgie. Does a tuk-tuk Rus import crashing into twice FPV Roger T-80 tank signify Russia has severe truck logistics problems? Okay, I need to unpack this. Does a tuk-tuk Rus import crashing into a twice FPV Roger T-80 tank signify Russia has severe truck logistics problems? Well, the logistics have been targeted by Ukrainians, so we would expect to see certain problems here and there. With regards to tanks, Russia has been going into the older tanks as well. There are people on Shitter that are doing statistics on what kind of equipment is being struck by Russians, and we're seeing Russians more and more relying on older technologies. So yes, that would make sense. Carnifex, Georgia would love your take on Latvian PM's incredible speech regarding Russia, and didn't she recently called out Hungarian PM Viktor Orban and Vladimir Victim? Vladimir Victim. Interesting. So I haven't heard the speech by the Silinia. So I don't know which speech specifically you talk about. Unfortunately, I'm following like a little bit more Danish politics than I follow Latvian. I'm very decoupled from a lot of Latvian politics. Mostly because when I left Latvia, it's a little bit of a nightmare, and it still is a little bit of a nightmare. But so it's very hard for me to say anything about Silinia and what she said when I didn't really hear what she said. And thank you so much. But yeah, she's a leader. Hope so. She's definitely a prime minister for sure. Clubster Nuon. Okay, I'm gonna save Clubster Nuon, and oh wait, but then I will not see his message. Damn it! Like if I roll the next user, then the message will stop. Like because for now, for me, the message is being highlighted that the person that I've rolled to. Georgie, from the last stream, Project Media seems to be independent Russian media outlet. From where are they operating nowadays? I don't know specifically where they're operating from, but this is indeed independent Russia outlet. There is a couple. There is like Project. There is something media. There are a couple of these projects, and they are mostly good. They have a lot of inside information. But they also have this weird sometimes narratives, like you cannot still completely take out that they are Russians. So you need to filter specifically for a lot of things. Like, for example, the Project Media, this movie that we watched, like the guy there just so heavily tried to deliver the message that it was Putin's war, that it's only Putin that is responsible, that Russian society and Russian everyone else that is around Putin are not there to also take responsibility for this offensive. Klopster, now, what do I have to do now that I have won the giveaway? So now that you won the giveaway, you need to go to ukrainematters.shop. I'm gonna write Klopster. You go to this link, you find on this link, what do you want? Any item for yourself. Then write me how much that item costs, and then write me an email. So I have your contact email, and then we will get it to you. We'll get it shipped to you. Latvia expelled Russian residents who failed basic language test. Yes, it's a completely normal thing. It's actually something that is also present, for example, in Denmark, like where I live. Like it's not something that's unheard of. So it's nothing new. Also, Latvia started checking mail, like something that you might know. Messages that are going between Latvia and Belarus supposedly now are being checked whether or not they're containing any kind of money or SIM cards. Merry Christmas, Evil, for sure. Darkest Alice, will you have the stomach to watch Surströmming Challenge tomorrow? Thanks, Georgies, for all you do. I mean, I'm pretty sure I will be able to watch the Surströmming Challenge, but yeah, I mean, I've been already a little bit damaged in everything because I watched so many videos of Russians being absolutely demolished, like cans of Surströmming opening up. So I've seen a lot of those, and especially like recently around Avdiivka, that like that some of those are really actually even giving me a bit of a, like, not nightmares, but like a bit of a like a vibe, because like the number of bodies there is just ludicrous. What nationality are you, Georgie? I'm Latvian originally, but I live in Denmark. What with the mouse fever? It's a sickness that supposedly is ravaging Russian trenches, and Russians are dying from it. So I don't know the scale of it. Like, it's being reported, but I don't know the scale of it. So it's a little bit unclear. You got your t-shirt and flag? Nice, Alan. Hope you win again and then you get another thing. Just want to say thanks, Georgie and the mods. Thank you, Kellen. Love your no-nonsense analytics and rants. Merry Christmas, Slava Ukraini. Absolutely. I'm here for you guys. I will be here until the victory. Will F-16s help Ukraine offensive defensive capabilities? Yes. UFO ARC, Ukraine Navy. Could this be an effective attack option if vessels supplied? Not really, no, I don't think so. I don't think there is a necessity. Ukraine right now is doing asymmetrical warfare. So they're able to fight Russians in a way that Russia cannot fight back. So if there are supplied things to Ukrainian Navy, then Russia can kind of copy the Ukrainian drone tactics and fight Ukrainian Navy. So the war changed. So it's not completely clear whether or not it will be helpful if any Navy is supplied. Best thing that would be if US gets its Navy into the Black Sea, but I think they can because of the Monroe Convention or something. I forgot how it was named. Yeah, biological weapons, absolutely. You have been to Germany without telling us when. It was just recently, and I went there because of my anniversary with my wife. It was nothing to do with the channel, and my wife actually looked at me and said, like, Georgie, you need time off. It's my vacation. You are also burning out. You need time off. And she pretty much prohibited me with any interactions with like news, like as much as she could, and basically tried to force me to switch off a little bit from all of this, because I'm factually doing like two jobs at once. I'm working here on YouTube and I'm working at my primary job. And besides that, I'm also on the news, and I'm also, like, you know, always on mentality. So I don't relax. That's why I don't have any real life friends. Well, now moderators are, but one of my for next year, I hope to get a couple of friendships, hopefully back. We'll see. It's a plan. That's gonna be my war. Yeah, way. M25 phase plasma with a 30-watt range. I think this will be ready around 2020, but I haven't seen the future produce them yet. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, it's some wonder weapon, maybe. Yeah, okay, when it's there, we'll talk about it. Dump Shop, how serious is the mice virus? I don't know. It wasn't me. Have you, Janet, do you know how many CV-90s Denmark and Sweden will build for Ukraine? No, numbers have not been reported yet. Ruben G, what happened to those daily Moscow drone bombings? Did the West behind the scenes ask Ukraine to stop attacking Moscow? I think the question was how useful it is. The bombings are still ongoing, but I think the priority targets are now selected, like airfields and so on. Samuel Paulini, I think, like, what I think happened was, like, they were probing whether or not they can have any kind of psychological effects or not. So there was a Terminator 1 reference. Damn it, I missed it. Is the grain from Ukraine still being blocked? No, Ukraine unblocked grain exports because Ukraine pushed the Russian Navy into the western part, to the eastern part of the Black Sea. Ukraine has secured a grain corridor, shipping grain corridor for themselves. So Ukraine has opened the grain block. Denmark has the highest happy rating as well as the highest democracy rating. I think Denmark doesn't have the highest happiness anymore. I think it's Finland. Georgie's day job is pimping. No, fortunately, nothing as significant. It's more like bureaucracy. Richard Stevens, what is your opinion on Germany deploying 4,800 soldiers to Lithuania? Good. Building guy, how is moral in the country? Good. Jim White, do you think Ukraine will seize Russian money to buy Western weapons ammunition? I hope so. Alan Simmard, Merry Christmas to all of you. And the same to you, Alan. Elaine? I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. UFO Arc. Is that main railway tunnel that got damaged is open now? Yes. I already reported it a couple of times. It has been... yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit lagging behind the video. It just got to the moments when I won. Oh, man. Oh, I never accounted for that. Oh, no, shit. Yeah, I didn't account for people like watching this with delay. Oh, no. Okay, man, but like I hope you will select the produce. Maybe I should have like a paste or something. I will write a message next time, and I will like paste that message to the person that won. And even if they are behind, I hope they get the message. Okay, let's do that. But we're still waiting from Clubster Nuon to select what he wants. Mouse fever is also known as HERS, and I know it's not heterovirus. I don't know. I am not a biologist. I'm very far away from any kind of medical biology fields. Free Xmas stockings for each mod from the whole UM family. Yes, hope so. Thank you so much, Lisa. But I will gladly pay. Don't worry about paying. Just take care. Aquarius Builder, thank you for all your work this year to keep us looped in. Happy holidays, Slava Ukraini. Same to you, my friend. Russell Whiskey, how is Ukraine upgrading their demining capabilities? There are a couple of ways that they're doing it. There have been ideas with drone delivery systems, like so a drone like either flies low and carries like this explosive line behind him, so not have like this heavy machine, you know, that fires this long line of explosives, but rather have like maybe a heavier drone that just drags this line, then releases it, and then that line gets exploded. Then another option was that it would be, instead of this line, they would attach like a hose, and like a basically like a sausage, empty sausage, and the drone would deliver that empty sausage across the field, and then they would pump the liquid explosives into that like a hose, and then they would detonate those liquid explosives. Then there was also the idea of like a rapid digging drones that would kind of dig somewhat underground and then fill this line in explosives, detonating it from the underground. So there have been like various versions that at least I personally heard of trying to make demining less dependent on these rare equipments, like these machines that are firing these high explosive lines. But general principle that I've heard so far is the same: get a lot of explosives in a line and explode it. Okay, I don't see any more questions for some reason, so I will try to refresh the window. Maybe there are additional questions. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, definitely more questions. Ooh, a lot. No, wait, it's all old questions. They're just being loaded. All right. Until the questions are there, we'll figure it out. Digging drones would be expensive. The flying drones and lines holes with explosive are really good ideas. Yeah. So there are various options. So there are options that are being explored. It's just I don't know which ones will be used or not used. What are the chances of getting Taurus? I think at some point Taurus will make it to Ukraine, but I don't know when. Les, can the use of meteor balloons for let them drift into Russian territory from Ukraine is not enough drone? Nah. It's it's on. Where is Navalny? Dead. I don't know. Don't care. Like literally don't care. He's an idiot. Like he got poisoned and then the only thing that he thought I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go back to Russia." Well, good for you. It's, like Russians are so useless. It's incredible. What with Moldova? Moldova, there's a lot of pro-Russian parties in Moldova. There is not a lot of military in Moldova, so they cannot take on this enclave of Russians in that occupied territory. So Moldova has not been developing their military capabilities, and there is not political will for removal of them, which I think is a mistake. But now Moldova is a candidate state to EU, so we'll see. And negotiations about joining EU has started with Moldova as well. Where is Snowden? Does it matter? Is he still relevant? Isn't he like a traitor to US? Is he supposed to be in jail? Or I'm missing them. Was Snowden like there was no Assange was in UK. That was Assange. And Snowden was the one that escaped to Russia and got Russian citizenship. Yeah. I mean, he's a traitor to US. He should be in jail. Like, fuck this guy. Do you know if the F-16 missiles are expensive? It depends which. There is a lot. The difference, like, it's okay. Why F-16s matter, right? Why F-16s are important? A lot of US and NATO doctrines are built around fighting with superior air power. So the idea being, first the Air Force are coming in, and then they're taking out all of the key objectives, and then the land battle can proceed, maybe. Like, I'm very roughly talking about this. And the more air power Ukraine has, the more closer to the NATO doctrine it can fight. NATO has like a whole set of different air weapons that can be used on F-16s. It is massive capacity, it's massive stocks. So using F-16s will take off the pressure from the Ukrainian artillery, will take off pressure from HIMARS systems, the ground-based systems that are quite rare, and actually move Ukrainian abilities closer to the capabilities of NATO. So opening a huge new ability to use stocks of warehouses of equipment that have not been used before. It's a massive boon for Ukraine. Is Christmas timing a shift for you personally? Not sure. Shift to what? Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to wear your MAGA hat right now? No. I would look great in your Christmas sweater, plus it would make us laugh. No. Ali said that she will delete me if I ever wear that hat again. So it just stays as a reminder of how US wanted to just delete itself from the world and everything that US stands for. So now it's just a symbol of that, like a historical artifact. Unfortunately, it's still relevant in 2024. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe it still. Even Brexit is not relevant anymore, but the MAGA still is. Info from German Bild. Fuck Röpke. That's we start. Like, the guy is just talking out of his ass. So as soon as I hear Bild, I think like maybe it's not a Röpke article. Then we can talk. If it's an article in Bild by Julian Röpke, he can just go one way. The guy is talking out of his ass. He doesn't know what he's talking about. that Russia through Turkey has created a fake airline to fly in whole airplane full of migrants to northeastern Europe starting today, destabilizing campaign. Who wrote this? Like, was it Rabke? Why whistleblowing is bad in your opinion? What other options do the high-level whistleblowers from USA have than Africa, United Arab Emirates, or countries like Russia and China? I don't think whistleblowing is bad. I think whistleblowing is helpful, but we need to understand that there is a limit between whistleblowing and treachery, right? Snowden made this whole, for example, because I think this is like following the Snowden perspective. Since Snowden made this whistleblowing thing and leaked like the national security and so on, from there on out, he went in a full-blown traitor mode. So we need not to confuse. We must be very important not to confuse the two and misunderstand. And I think that there should be whistleblower protection policies in place in each country. Oh, there we go. Clubster Nuon. Hello, Ali. I would like to have a Ukrainian flag since I did not find any anywhere I live. In the shop it costs 36 euros. I will send the mail to Ukraine Matters too. Perfect. So 36 will go, and I don't care if it's euros or dollars, it's the same for me. It's like I have 1,000 of money. Let's put it this way. So Clubster Nuon wants a flag for 36 euros. I think like if this is gonna be the speed, we kind of like it's gonna be taking a while. Can I do more people at the same time? Okay. So let's go. Yes. And roll it. Michael Michaels, congratulations. You are now the winner. Michael Michaels. I will write this message now. Please go to wait, I need to write like you have won. You have won. Please go to ukrainematters.store. Can I do it as the link? Yes. Ukrainematters.shop. Sorry, I don't even know the name, the link to my store. And select an item of your choosing. Write me a message on Ukraine Matters 2022 at gmail.com. There we go. Now I have copy paste that I can use, and I will copy paste this to everyone so we can speed this up. Whoa, thanks. Okay, so he acknowledged. Now you know what to do. Let's roll another one right away. I'm gonna save this name. So we still need to know. I'm gonna do maybe like let's do 5 at a time because this is taking forever. Okay, Michael. Wait, but okay, I'll try do it again. Lilith, you have won. Let's go. Let's try. I hope Ali will be able to write. Wait. Oh wait. Can I do it, Lilith? No wait. Michael. Oh. Can I? No. Can I do logs? Oh, it's so problematic. Okay, never mind. Next question. Is Russia seriously going to annex Uzbekistan? No, I don't think so. What? Why would Russia annex Uzbekistan? During the year, I hear talks about Ukraine changing the date for Christmas in line with the December 25th instead of Russian Orthodox date. Does this apply to this year in the future? Yes, it's starting from this year. So for a while now, Ukraine has been celebrating both the 25th and also the 7th of January. So there was both systems in play. As far as I understand, from this year, Ukraine will officially move to this one date of the 25th, including the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. Ali will track forward of the winners. Okay, perfect. Then I'll try to see the winners. I would like the coffee mug. How much coffee mug costs, Lilith? How much coffee mug? Right prices. Most important thing is the price. So we can track how much money we still have left. So next roll. Cheryl, I congratulate you so much. There we go. Cheryl is 3. Carmen V. I congratulate you, Carmen. Okay, $14. Lilith is $14. If Michael also writes his price, that would be great. Cheryl, I want the beanie. Okay, the beanie, I don't know how much the beanie is. Okay. And the next roll is Lisa. Woo! I know. I'm very happy that Lisa has gotten. So it's time for me to give back to Lisa. Good. 43. Perfect. We have over. Lisa is still not displayed, but we have over $890 still left. So there we go. A lot of chances. I'm expecting a lot of people still get it. So which is really nice. Edgars, glad you were on Droshinatai's podcast. This is how I found your channel and I watched every video since. Question: should Ukraine win without Russia to change? Should Ukraine win without Russia? I'm very glad that you listened me on Droshinatais. It's like a Latvian podcast. It's a podcast that appeared together with the Latvian media. It was Latvian radio because apparently someone saw me on the Latvian radio and they wanted me to go on the podcasts. And I mean, Latvian stuff. I was very proud. It was my most proudest moment to be Latvian. But should Ukraine win without Russia to change? So it's a good question. And I think that question has been asked also from the Western allies. And I believe that was kind of the initial push by a lot of Western powers with regards to how they want the war to end. And I feel that initial desire was for Putin to back down and to kind of force some kind of a changes. Oh, BC guy also reported. Okay, 45 BC guy. I will write you in. And my understanding is that this have changed so a little bit, but I still feel that what Biden wants is essentially for Ukraine to be Russia's Afghanistan. Something where Russia gets stuck so deep and loses so much that it will force the whole thing, like for them to change and give away any kind of expansionist ambitions. I feel that this is still, in a large sense, the theory of operations that Russia is looking at. The Western powers, and specifically US, is looking at. So it's a little bit of a very dirty place to be in. It's a very unfortunate, like, and morally not right thing to do. But I feel that a lot of specifically Biden's administration potentially are still considering that they want to have this change within the Russian position and to bring Russia more in line with regular world. And it's unfortunate that we're still going it, because Ukrainians are paying with their lives for that. With that, I think this is the changes that we can expect from the Russian society. If Ukraine wins and there is no change in the Russian society, I don't really believe that this will happen. But I think the danger that the Biden administration is specifically considering is that the change will go for worse, that they lose war and they will just internally even more militarize even more. And then they will have this whole problem going forward. Yeah. I believe this is where we are with Russian change, because honestly speaking, I said it many times over, that I would wish, and many Ukrainians maybe would wish nothing more, that second best option after Russia and Russians not existing at all is for Russia and Russians to be just a normal country that would trade and have normal relationship with their neighbors. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Carmen V is gonna get a mug for 21 bucks. Yes, Carmen V, 21. Anything for Lisa? Still, Lisa is not saying. Lisa is just sending a lot of hearts. A lot of hearts sent to Lisa for sure. I'm not worthy. Yes, you are, Lisa. Okay, Red Rolling, how would something like the US Army new rifle and the visual augmented system change the ground battlefield? So, yeah, there is no Wunderwaffe, right? So it's all like there is nothing that will change the battlefield up completely. It will add certain capabilities to the Ukrainian armed forces. But this war is also a war at scale. So a lot of the newest edge, like cutting edge technologies are not ready to be scaled. Majority of innovation that are making impact on a battlefield in Ukraine are usually simpler concepts like FPV drones. They are cheap, they are mass produced, and they're scalable. So when we're talking about how certain advanced things that are, like super extra ultimately advanced, can there be mass scaled and can there be mass produced, and are they cheap? And those are the questions that I would ask. Okay. Do you think, Ross, do you think that one of the most useful things to send to the drone teams are drone jamming guns? Drone jamming guns are working on certain drones. They're not working on certain other drones. Also, it's a relatively simple tool to fight drones, and with being a relatively simple tool, that also means as soon as it is scaled to be present on a battlefield, they will be fought against. So can drone guns be sent and they will help for a certain period? Yes. Until they become very prevalent, at that moment they will probably be not as useful as before. So yes, it would be useful, but I would not put like all my eggs into drone guns. But it is useful. It does help, specifically right now when they're still not to the scale to be completely noticeable. Yes. Cheryl, 26. Perfect. $26. So the only thing who is left is Lisa. And then we do the next 5. Georgie, do you think Ukraine will become a major tech power in Europe after they win the war? It's a good question. In certain categories, yes. In certain other categories, no. In certain categories, they will stay the same. I think a big war in Europe is definitely gonna make waves that will require change. But the market is also very fast to adapt. If it's a technology that is fast and easy to develop, then that technology can be replicated. The problem, for example, of why drones are not being produced, as I already explained, that there is a bottleneck of supplies. So we will see some explosions of supplies, and everything kind of boils down to some specific technologies just missing, such as semiconductor technology based. Those are important, and I believe that EU in general will become technologically advanced, but I believe that it's just going to be a step in the new weapons technology. Lisa 26, perfect. Lisa 26. So we are having $772 still, and I'm rolling for the next 5. Let's go. Adventure Camping Zone. Congratulations. Adventure, what a name as well. Like, wow. Adventure Camping Zone. Congratulations. Next one. Kalervo. Congratulations, Kalervo. That's 2. 3. Nathan Schussler. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Congratulations, Nathan. Yes, that is 3. One-Eyed Man. What a name. Congratulations, One-Eyed Man. Please select and oh, the Omand. Yes. Oh, so many familiar faces. So glad you're here, guys. Please, it's me finally giving back to you something. So please select what you want, write me what you want, and we will get it. Okay. Perfect. Next questions. Are Ukrainians use again the Bayraktars? Yeah, I believe Bayraktars will become more prevalent as more air control Ukraine will have. So Bayraktars require air control. That is definite. So therefore, Ukraine, with the F-16s coming in certain quantities, where Ukraine will be able to establish significant air control, I believe also tools like Bayraktars will become more used, and generally strike drones become more and more prevalent. So while right now it's not there yet because Ukraine does not fully control air, the more it is, the more it will be. Okay, Nathan, thank you so much. 39 flags, very nice. Perfect. Nathan, 39 flag, got it. Pick me, dude. I will. It's not me that's speaking. It's the Nightbot. So I'm just like pressing the roll button. So yes. Okay. Venezuela wants to occupy part of Guyana, which will make US to intervene and EU to lose some potential oil. Any ideas on how that could impact Ukraine? I mean, it's more about it impacting the world rather than it will be impacting Ukraine. The biggest, like with Venezuela, like firstly, like let's put it this way, it's not as simple. Between Venezuela and Guyana is a lot of unpassable jungle. Like it's not as easy as just you go into next country. Like that area is extremely hard for any kind of warfare. it's not as easy. Secondly, right now it's been mostly words, and the biggest kind of issue is for the whole world is that Putin has put the whole rule-based world order out of the window. And we are still playing pretend with UN and everything like this. And the only kind of big problem for this is the whole world is right now uncertain. So if there will be an incursion, then I think Ukraine will lose only as part of the perception that the focus will not stay with Ukraine. So the same that is happening right now with Israel. However, the ultimate loser is the world that we're living in. It's just going to become less safe. That's what I think about this. Yes, congrats to winners. Please, please, please. Steve Walsh, big name for a big time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry, not Steve. Steven. Lisa decided to give memberships now. Thank you, Lisa. This giving stuff is infectious. Nice. Okay, I'm still waiting on 3 more people to select what they want. Diomand is one of them. No more new questions. We've been doing this for a while, haven't we? Okay, yeah, it's been 2 hours. I need to speed this up. We're like still over $700 in giveaways. Should we give like at least $100 to spend? Because otherwise we're gonna sit here for a while. And I'm not sure if you guys still have questions, because my question thing is out. No one is tagging me in chat. I guess you already are tired. The whole Ukraine Matters family is a winner. Yes. Byte Goatee, thank you so much for $50. Appreciate you. Happy New Year. Well, it's not yet, but it will come. Shadow Mass Production. Yep, ask you 3 times. Lol, still no answer. Shadow Mass. Not in the Q&A. Let me see if I can find something. Can I do logs on Shadow Mass? It doesn't search logs for... it's bad logs. I cannot see the display name. Cannot filter by person. Your question system is broken. Yeah, probably. It's not mine, it's YouTube. I will try to look. Okay, I'll drop the question system. I will instead let you write me in chat with @Ukraine Matters. Okay, as Ukraine holds and builds during the winter, do you think that the West will allow Ukraine to do deeper strikes into Russia and provide help? Well, the West position is quite clear. They will not allow to use Western equipment to strike into Russia. Will Ukraine strike deep into Russia? Yes, Ukraine will. So, but that is Ukraine doing it on its own, and it's not going to ask from the West. It's not their business. Cindy, does anyone believe Russia and Russians can truly change? I don't. I really want to believe, but my history with them does not show that they are capable right now. But there have been precedents. We talked about the societies changing. So, Kaimo, did you hear about the school shooting in Czech Republic? What is your opinion on possession of weapons by civilians? I mean, like, it's not that in Czech Republic you can just freely go around and buy weapons. So if a person has a goal to get a weapon, he will get a weapon, right? There has been significant laws on that. I am much in favor in control of weapons, just because it's generally is a lot safer when we don't have free access to weapons. But if a person is like this, is just sick in the head and has some kind of a desire to do something, it's very hard to go do something against this. It's a terror attack, and we are no one, like, that's the whole definition of terror attack. No one is fully protected from it. New Ukraine drones with 700 kilometers range, can they carry 35 kilogram bones 700 kilometers? Yes, this is from what I heard, Michael. The new drones, they are very nice. They look ugly AF, but they are very, very good. Clubs to new one, 36 euros. Thank you for the giveaway. I hope this can away your cost. So don't worry, guys, about the cost. This is not about the cost. This is about me giving back to you, because this is what important. Not only me taking, but also giving, especially for Christmas. Does Russia have any tricks planned for 2024? No, I don't feel I mean, certain developments will be there. Russia will continue adapting. They will continue adapting their strategies. There's already talks about drones being incorporated in a lot of Russian units. So Russian military is trying to adapt. The problem is that the core of their system is not adapting. So they will not adapt in like the major principle. Will Ukraine receive GLSDB soon? I don't know. So far, it's been like just edging to the GLSDBs. And there has been one bullshit excuse after another, and nothing has been delivered. So I really hope we will overcome this. Salt of the Red Earth. Do you think that EU and USA will step up? EU is already stepping up. I'm believing US will as well. Building Guy. Do you think Morale will be in the next year while the USA builds production for 150 millimeter shells? Yes, I do believe so. Duncan, about Ukrainian drone production is getting to a level that is some impact on, or we are not quite there yet. I mean, it is having impact. Drone production is quite nice in Ukraine. Latest numbers is that they are producing about 50,000 right now of drones per month, Ukraine. So it is quite significant. Martin Dan, do you believe Russians mother are going to eventually force Putin to stop the war? No. Don't put your trust in Russians. They cannot do it. Shimra, is Ukraine industry working to expand production of all Soviet shell calibers like 152 millimeters? Yes, they are, but generally speaking, the better option is to phase it out. So if Ukraine has an option to phase it out, they will phase it out. But they do have production of all their Soviet stuff, despite the willingness to phase it out. Savage Junkie, do you think the West prevents Ukraine from attacking key spots like pipelines, refineries in Russia with their own equipment? Yes. Danube, why don't we delete Russian oil pump refineries? Not sure I understand the question. Blind Lazorko, are you aware of... My throat failed me. I think I need to wrap it up soon. Are you aware of ratio of air defense systems to F-16s necessary for air dominance, and do you feel such ratio can be reached by summer? Depends on the deliveries on F-16s. Minimum number of F-16s to make an impact is about 60. Comfortable number to be of F-16s is about 150. To be in good air dominance position, Ukraine need about over 200 F-16s. That is the numbers that are yet to be displayed. Maybe 60 will come. Those will allow Ukraine to create some special zones where they will have air dominance. Did you see the World War II military church Russia built and just opened 5 millions? Are they alternative universe? Yes, they are. Tishy Hope, the Leopard 1 have been cited as the best by Ukraine by some analysts. Do you share this view? I know what you're talking about. I've read the article. Let's put it this way. My view is not to focus too much on any specific weaponry. More shit is better than less shit. So I feel that Leopard 1 is a competitive tank to whatever Russia is fielding. So if there can be a lot of it delivered, I think it's good. Owen Lloyd, why can't Ukraine invade Russia using its old non-Western donated stuff? Because there is a lot of pressing issues to before invading Russia. Blaze Gamer, why do you think benefits more from prolonged war? And no one. No one benefits from the prolonged war. No one benefits from the war, period. One-eyed man, please keep my price. Not a thing. Not a thing. Ah, okay. No, guys, you're giving a lot. Let that just take it. Take it. Take it away from me. Like I want to feel nice. I am feeling good when I'm giving, right? Like make this Christmas for me that I'm giving presents out. It's good. I'm not in a position to buy merchandise, but I would like to sell it to someone else to support Ukraine. You will support Ukraine. You will support Ukraine. I don't want to give option to send this money to Ukraine specifically because I know you will send it right away to Ukrainians. And I don't want that. Take it. It's my present to you. I will send a lot of money to Ukrainian armed forces anyway. Darkest Alice, do you know if Ukrainian soldiers are getting vaccinated against the hantavirus? I don't know. Hope so. Chad, you've posted a few videos about Washington Post article. My view on Washington Post is that they usually push their own narratives rather than the facts. Potentially. It's all like a lot of these big ass articles, big ass new media, for me has shown that they are so dependent on the number of clicks that they will twist and turn narratives and they will do everything just to get those clicks. And they are not okay with, for example, certain topics just fading out of popularity. They are really, really bad. What do you think of Western accusations of Ukrainians destroying the Nord Stream pipeline? Dutch news have been quite strong on this. Well, I mean, like, I'm impressed by Ukrainians. To do all that and also fight a war, wow. Especially, like, remember when it was destroyed. So it was destroyed when Ukrainians were defending Kiev. So supposedly the fact was that this is when Ukrainians was fighting. Look, we looked in all of the articles that were strongly claiming there was Ukrainians, and most of it is like, well, we have these anonymous sources that are saying that they did. Okay, cool. What are the main innovation hubs, if you know, for Ukrainian armed forces? I mean, if it's places, I will not tell places. Captain Copenhagen, hey, nice to see you here. Your opinion on China collapse? China will not collapse. Richard Stevens, GG++, absolutely. Good. I answered some of the questions. All right, more winners. Let's get more winners in, because I hope you get the prizes. Please select the prizes. Kevin. Congratulations, Kevin. Terveris. Congratulations, Terveris. Pick some more. Yes. Terveris. I think I will pick like a lot and hope you guys will select. And if it's going to be a little bit over 1,000, then I think we'll try to deal with this. I will find a way how to deal with this. Brian. Yes, I will select a lot. Salt of the Red Earth. Congratulations. What a name as well. Salt of the Red Earth. There we go. Perfect. Did live freeze? Oh my god, I hope I didn't freeze. Marty McAir. Okay. Okay, I will do Marty McAir. There we go. John Newman. Congratulations. Marino. Septic Llama. Congratulations. Werner. Yes, Septic Llama, you did win. Yes. As in Marty McFly, yes. Werner. Okay, 5 more. Spartacus. Okay, nice. Not only did a great thing in Rome, but also won this thing. Ross. Congratulations, Ross. Oh my god. I want to give away more. Thomas. Thomas. Secure name. Very nice. Samuel Paulini. Bantam Smoker. What a name. And let's do 3 more. Bad News Badger. Congratulations. Grandpa Media. Amazing name. Aquarius Builder. Congratulations. Okay, okay, last one. Bob Draft. Perfect. Bob Draft. Okay, perfect. So I gave away a lot of now. It's gonna take a while to process that all. I hope you guys reach out to me. So my proposal to all of you here is I will kind of try to receive messages from all of the winners. Please, all of the winners, reach out to me, please, by mail. So I will send you the winnings. So I will send you the presents. Please. And if there is gonna be more money left, I will then, like, let's do poll. I actually want to do poll. Let's do poll. So if there is money left, what to do if money left after winners satisfied? Send to Ukraine or another giveaway. Let's go. I know what you're gonna select, but let's go. I want the democracy to work. So the poll is like this: if there is money left from the winners, I kind of try to give like away like 20. I'll give couple more. Yeah, Roman. There we go. I'll do couple more. I can do more. Right. Roman. I'll do couple more. And then if not, then we will just send the rest to Ukraine, and I will update on the community post and everything, and some videos. I will tell you what's gonna happen. But I think like the answer is gonna be it's like this. Is that a trick question? Yes, it is. It is a trick question. But it's like democracy, but no democracy actually. I mean, to be fair, like if you do select another giveaway, I will do gladly another giveaway. Besides, like let's be honest, I probably will do another giveaway at some point, anyways. Roman Stinger, why me? The destiny selected you. You now have to. You are obliged to do it. Send it to Brandon Mitchell. I'm sending to Brandon Mitchell money. When he arrives, I will smack him with the stack of cash. I don't know. I will not smack him a stack of cash. Like in Denmark, we don't use cash. Like to be honest, I was shocked when I came to Germany and I had to use real money. That was weird. That felt weird. Even in US, I didn't use real money. I had to use I used card everywhere I went. In 39 for Diomant. Got it. Yes. Send to Nafo 69. With Nafo 69, we're going to have special things, so it's fine. we'll do the charity. We'll work with NAFO 69. Oh, actually, I got a patch from 110th Brigade today as well for our help additionally. So it's nice. Paul didn't work. Save it for New Year's. Yes, for sure. Anyway, guys, I'm feeling really exhausted. It was a long day. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow for me. I'm gonna cook pretty much the whole day because in our family, I'm the cook. I like cooking. I really enjoy cooking. So please do stay optimistic. Merry Christmas or whatever holidays you're celebrating or not celebrating. If you're not celebrating, but stay close to the family. If you have issues with your family, maybe stay with our family, because we love you. I love you. I wish you all the best. Merry Christmas. Slava Ukraini, guys, and I'll see you next time.